Just don't let me see you shoot no dogs.
Roundtable Radio.
Oh yeah.
bud?
Oh yeah, I see we had to be on point today,
Oh look,
man. You know what
we
I'm
are
saying?
matching. Look at us, twinsies and shit. We
Oh
ain't even
yeah.
playing that shit.
Oh yeah. On some Mary Kate. Oh, you know.
Mary Kate Nash,
Mary
passport
Kate
terrorist
Nash.
ass shit.
What's going on, man? Everything good?
Yeah, man, I'm just over here chilling with my dude Black Lord. Just over
Okay.
here twisting up one of them. What
Oh,
the
yeah.
gobblers?
What up?
Grab a Frontos, you know.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You got the grovelly. Okay, I see you. I
Yeah.
see you.
Is there another way?
Oh yeah, but shit, the backwoods and me, you know what I'm saying? I fuck with the backwoods. You know what I mean?
I fuck with backwoods too, but man, with the backwoods, like after like 10 of them, like
Yeah.
my throat started getting like you gotta like drink mad juice to keep up with the backwoods, and then you run out of juice. You gotta switch it up. You know what I mean?
You pretty much screwed, man. You pretty much screwed. Well, you know what I'm saying? Before we get into this interview, man, I like to start these interviews off, you know what I'm saying, to get more on the personal level, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I like to ask a lot of artists their views on the game today, or, you know what I'm saying, their views on themselves when it comes to artists. So I want to ask you, when it comes to you as an artist, what do you think influences you, you know what I'm saying, to get that craft going, man? And where do you get your motivation from?
I don't know. It comes from a lot of things. Like the motivation behind the music really comes from just living life. I think more than anything, like, in a lot of my music, whether I'm directly talking about a situation that I've been in or a mind state that I've been in, you know, I might pull from like emotions that I was feeling while in that headspace. That kind of gets like the motivation behind like the subject matter of the content, but to really like get in like the mindset of like, yo, I'm finna go through some beats, I'm gonna write some lyrics, and the shit's gonna come out fire. Like,
okay,
just really just sitting down by myself with some time that's allotted for it, so I ain't got to stress about whether or not I'm being productive enough doing other shit, and just like roll a couple up, just get high as fuck, and just find a beat that takes me there and gets me to that mind state of that moment that I was in, or
right.
You know, a current emotion even, you know.
Right, man. I feel you. So like, you know what I'm saying, when you decide to, you know what I'm saying, come about like a music video, when you are going to the studio and you're thinking about your next project, you know what I'm saying, how do you go about, you know what I'm saying, creating that next project or that next single or visual, you know what I'm saying? Like how do you start it off?
So this newest project that I'm in the process of finalizing to release, it's called Art of Struggle.
Right.
So it'll be released sometime next year. But that one is kind of crazy how it came together, because there's another artist named Hakeem who's also out of Atlanta.
Okay.
Him and I, we just been making a bunch of music, just kind of like not super serious, you know what I mean? Taking our time on some beats, just like I make a song that's fired. I'm like, yo, you think you could throw a verse on this? How'd that fit? He'll come over, throw a verse, and like, where he like off the tops all his shit, like literally, it's insane. Like I'll give him like a half a song, like 2 minutes, and he'll just come in and listen to it one time, listen to what I said one time, kind of ask me a couple questions about what I said, and just be like, all right, bet, hit it. I'm just like,
right.
Shit, bro. And like he hits it like 9 out of 10 times. Every now and then he'll hiccup, and I'll talk mad shit to keep him humble, but you know. But and like, so the songs on this tape or album or whatever you want to call it, it was all just individual tracks that came from like our life.
Right.
And we're both like more like deep with our music. It's not just like some like surface level go get fucked up party, like, you know what I'm saying? Like we're trying to, I would like people to be able to listen to it once and be like, yeah, no, I caught a vibe off this. Listen to it twice and be like, oh shit, they're saying something in this. Listen to it 3 times and be like, shit, yo, I just learned some shit out of listening to this shit.
Yeah.
You know, what's up, Hakeem? I see you there in the comments. What's up, bud?
Oh yeah. Shout out.
Yeah. Talking about
I feel you coming from with that, man, because, you know, with your last album that you came out with last year, you know what I'm saying, that had murder on it, that had, you know what I'm saying, some good bangers on it. We're going to get to that murder track in a minute, because I actually want to talk about the video behind that shit was, you know what I'm saying? I got, it was fun. It was funny, man. You know what I'm saying? I saw some funny things, but we're gonna get to that though. But when it comes to that last album, it's something that you want to rewind. You know what I'm saying? Like when I listen to your music, it's like, I put it with the Wu-Tang Clan, because if you ever listen to the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers, you can't just listen to that album once and be done with it. You know what I'm saying? Like it gravitates you. You listen to it once, you're like, okay, cool. And then you want to go back again. You know what I'm saying? Listen to it. You might pick up something else from it. You go back and listen to it again. You might pick up something else. You know what I'm saying? So
every time I listen to that project, I hear something new in that shit.
Oh yeah,
I love.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah. So that's what I get
back. You repping
from, you know what I'm saying, your last album, man. So
what did you just say? You cut out a little bit.
Oh, we broke.
Bad connection.
Oh yeah, I said that's what I got from your last album. Based on, when I had to replay, I replayed it twice. You know what I'm saying? I got a different vibe from it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was cool. You know what I'm saying? But you don't really gain too much from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think a big part of that, like, so my roots in music come from like hardcore music. I played guitar in a hardcore band for a bunch of years and toured doing that.
Tell.
So when I like how that kind of transfers into like the hip hop rap stuff, when I'm writing music, in my head I envision what a crowd would do. Like let's say I have a well engaged crowd that's trying to have some fun and get their money's worth out of their ticket. Mm-hmm. How would they react to what I'm playing? I'll listen to it loud and kind of vibe to it and kind of imagine what I would want someone to do to that part of the beat, and I'll write to that. So like if it's a part of a song where like a lot of times people, especially with these hip hop beats, they're so repetitive. It's just a loop. Like it's a super simple, like there's not much to most of these beats. Every now and then you'll get one that you're like, whoa, damn, like you produced the fuck out of that. But like for the most part, it's like, yo, this is a simple ass loop, and all the attention span goes on to the lyricist, So it's like you have to be able to like regain people's attention, you know what I'm saying, and kind of format your songs to be able to be like, all right, if I keep doing the same flow, they're just going to stop listening and go to another song, press next. They're done listening to this. They're no longer giving their undivided attention. But then you got to like re-catch it. Like it's like some Beethoven shit, like going back to the basics of music theory type shit. So like I really deep dive a lot of aspects about like what it is about a song that's going to make someone want to listen to it. You know what I'm saying? And also like to the people who are more surface level and really do just want something that they could be like, go out to the club and get fucked up to and kind of just have playing. You know what I'm saying? It's still a vibe, but you ain't really got to like deep dive. Because like there's some artists, like there's some Kendrick songs that if you're not really listening to it, you're going to kind of like get lost in the flow.
Miss the message that it has
from it. Like Hakeem has some shit like that too, where it's like there's so much message going on, but sometimes you'll like lose attention span on it or whatever. But like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's just
I gotta ask you, man. Now, hearing that you say like, you basically can mix, rock and roll, and not even rock and roll, but you know what I'm saying, with the rap, that, and knowing that Post Malone kind of took an L when, you know what I'm saying, they were kind of talking about, you know what I'm saying, how he basically used hip hop to basically put his music in the forefront when it came to, because he mixes it with country and rock and roll, like are you scared that you might catch that heat? You know what I'm saying, that you're trying to use the hip hop community to basically put other things in the forefront?
I mean, I guess in today's pop culture, there will be some of that, just because I am a white artist in a black artist genre, and I think that's important to respect, that it's like at the end of the day, I'm trying to stay in my own lane with it, and I'm not trying to pull from that community. I'm trying to build that community with that community. And I think a lot of this new project will kind of help display that, because it's me and Hakeem. He's a black artist.
Right.
And we we as a group, we kind of just like, it's crazy because I come from my background and he comes from his background, and I've lived my life and he's lived his life. And over the course of time where we've gotten to really know each other and really get deep with each other, it's like, yo, man, like we've really been through a lot of the same shit, you know, give or take a couple little details, but it's like, and we can connect on that level and just kind of show people that it's like, it's not like, we're all people, man, and we all ought to love each other. And if I'll tell you what, if someone that's respectable came to me and said, hey bro, you're eating off of my industry, fuck you, you know what I'm saying, I'd be like, explain this to me, tell me where as a white artist in this industry I'm going wrong in your opinion, because I respect your opinion, and I'd like to sit here and help feed everybody. And if you feel like I'm disrespecting something in that, then tell me where you're coming from and let's have a conversation. It's not like there's no point where I would be like, nah, fuck you, I make the rules. I know I don't make the rules. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know where you got to check in. When you don't check in, when the place you needed to check in, like, anything happened, you know? So it's like, I think if that ever did happen, it would be coming from a point of someone, like, let's say I did make it big and I really was making a shit ton of money, because I'll be straight with you right now, I'm not making shit. I'm spending money.
That's how it starts, man. That's how it starts.
I've been spending money on this music shit for 10 years, man. So it's like, and I've not made shit. I've just been investing and I make music because I love making music, you know? And as far as like that industry shit that if I did blow up, I would run into, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a pretty understanding, realistic person, you know? And if someone feels disrespected by my presence in an industry, I would like a valid reason for that. And if you're giving me a valid reason and I need to back down, then all right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I respect that.
Yeah.
You know, I think is what it boils down to. But if it's just some fuckboy running his mouth who ain't got no fucking say in the shit, like,
you don't really do much. Don't even worry about it, man. You know what I'm saying?
I mean?
A lot of people get it mixed up with that in the rap game, because, you know, Lil Nas X had to catch that heat too. You know what I'm saying? Because of the simple fact that certain people may feel like, okay, you're crossing boundaries and this and that. But honestly, I feel like if you're passionate about what you really want to do, you're gonna go out there and get it. No matter how many hecklers, no matter how many people are really saying, yo, you can't do this, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta hustle. You know what I'm saying? Eminem had to go through it. Everybody really had to go through it. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really, exactly, man. You can't deny skill, regardless of race.
And I'll tell you what, like, I've not lived in Atlanta my whole life. I've only been here for 3 years, so I'm not like, you won't one time hear me claim like, yeah, I'm in Atlanta, I'm from Atlanta, like I'm an OG Atlanta, been here forever. Like, nah, bro. Like, I just been here for 3 years, and like in that 3 years, bro, like I've been in venues with 500 people and was pretty much the only white person there, definitely the only white person performing. And like, you know, obviously I'm in the room and I understand that, you know what I mean? I understand that is the case. And you might get a little weird vibe here and there from someone, but like, I'll tell you what, for the most part, I've not felt back pressure from nobody. I've not had anybody come up to me and be like, hey man, you don't belong here, because like, I'm no stranger to being the only white person in the room. Personally, like I was born in Santa Cruz, California. I went to a grade school called Salsa Pleiades, and was the only white kid in class, and literally they had to have a translator to translate the lessons into English so I could understand it. So like, to me, like, and I understand that, like, if you were born and raised in the South, like, I've been in the South long enough to understand that there is a stigma that comes behind that, like, no doubt, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, there just is, and it's way different here than it is out on the West Coast versus how it is up in Illinois, you know what I mean, up in Chicago and shit. It's just, there's a different history to the place, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, but I'll be honest, like, I haven't had a problem with anybody.
Yeah, man.
Like, I mind my own business. I make art. I remodel houses. I keep my head down. I ain't fucking using nobody for
You gotta
nothing.
keep going, man. You gotta
I'm not
keep going, man. Fuck what anybody else says. Oh yeah, man. Fuck what anybody else says, man. You know what I'm saying? If you know what you want, man, you gonna go out and get it, man. You know what I'm saying? But let's switch gears. Let's switch gears a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let's get on this music video, Murder. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about that one for a minute, man. I'm looking at that video, and I want to say I fuck with that video a lot because it looks like you in the community. Everybody in the community is fucking with the video. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, were the locations chosen beforehand or was it on site? How did that video go about, man?
So it was filmed at Little Five Points in Decatur. I believe it's still Decatur. Or DeKalb County or whatever. But and I kind of wanted to like just portray a natural setting for me in the video that like, cause I'll go down, there's this little place called Java Lords down there on Euclid. They make the best fucking hot chai tea ever. So if you're ever in the area, get a chai tea from that place. On point. But, and I'll drive up park, I'll walk down that block, get a little chai tea, smoke a blunt, whatever, walk back. And like, that's kind of like a little routine that I do, and so in that video, I'm talking about how it's just kind of like, honestly, that song is interesting because that song was inspired in Chicago. Because when you're in Chicago and you're listening to like the traffic reports or like news stations on the radio and shit, I mean, literally all it is like this drive-by happened and this old man and a little girl got shot, bystanders, car accident, death, this person died, blah, 15 people dead this weekend, 47 shoot. Like, it's just like, that's all the fuck you hear. So it's like that song was really kind of inspired from like, just honestly feeling bombarded with that negative news and shit. I'm like, there's positive things you can slip in there, right? Like, yeah, 57 shootings happened this weekend and 27 people died, but fucking somebody's out of a burning building or something. Like, so I don't know. It's kind of like taking like that perspective and like putting it in your face with like the chorus of like murder, 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 murder in the streets, and it's murder on the beat, seeing it in tweets, and it's all we ever see. It's kind of the pattern for that. And then the in-between parts are more like, yo, I'm actually here in that shit that you're talking about all the time on the news, and I can walk around not strapped, not stressed out, not worried about anything with $1,000 in my pocket. I'm not scared. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really a community out here, and if you mind your own fucking business and you know what I'm saying, wave to people and act like a friendly human being, like, it's not like, yeah, the murder happens for sure. Murders happen all the fucking time, right? People get robbed all the fucking time. I've been there. Happens, right? But that's not all that happens, and it's like, it's just kind of like, take the perspective from the people that you're talking about rather than from the perspective of what the fuck you're seeing on CNN on your TV all fucking day. It's kind of just like calling out the news for really just feeding into problems.
Yeah, man. The clean, everybody really doesn't really listen to
being too loud.
Okay. Like, okay, now when you have a song title like name Murder, you know what I'm saying? Uh-oh.
My bad.
You good?
Yeah, the dog's just...
All right. Oh, okay, yeah. I understand, man. I got a dog too. Hate him. But you know what I'm saying? We good.
He's the love of my life,
but I was saying, the question I was asking is, when it comes to a song title like Murder, man, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you may get a negative feedback to a song title when they hear the chorus. People may not understand, you know what I'm saying? For the ones that say you won't have say somebody comes up to you and say, hey, I don't think you should be putting these type of songs out because, you know what I'm saying, the chorus may be something like murder, this and that, and they might not understand. So for the people out there that doesn't understand, what's one thing you would say to them to be like, okay, hey, this is not what really talking about on here. You know what I'm saying? If someone came to you and said, explain this song, you know what I'm saying, and you know, how would you in the shortest way possible explain that song to be a positive instead of a negative?
I think if someone had a problem with the song, hold on a second, bro.
Oh, you good, man. You good. You good. This is a good one, man. Shout out to Major Artist Collective while we taking this short break. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them for setting this interview up, man. This is a good one.
We're going to have to take her to the dog park later, man. She needs to run it off. But yeah, you said to explain that song. So like if it was someone that was coming from the angle of like, honestly, so like the person who I think needs to hear that song is someone who is gonna get hyped to a song that's about shooting and killing and murdering people, and like that's what they want to listen to, is that aggressive murder music, right? And it's like that's who I want to listen to it, because that's who needs to hear that there's more behind all that shit, and that's not what we need to focus on. We really need to focus on community and positivity and boosting each other up and building up a community that can sustain itself, rather than murder, shoot, kill, murder, kill. And it's like, and that's not to say that people who make music that are about that, but like if you're actually about that life, one, you probably shouldn't be displaying it in your music because you'll get in trouble because of that. But if you're actually about that, like, you know what, I'll tell you what, I respect you for being a real one. You know what I mean? I'm not talking shit on anybody for expressing themselves the way that they genuinely express themselves. But if someone's rapping about shooting and killing people and they've never fucking shot or killed or robbed or even held someone by a knife point, like, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, man.
Like, I can't stand that fake gangster ass shit. Like, no, bro, if you're not about that shit, shut the fuck up. Like, bro, it ain't all fucking peach cobbler out here, bro. It ain't nice like that, bro. Like, you really want to be about that shit? How about let's talk about the bullshit that comes along with all that?
Yeah, man. I don't think people actually know what the fuck comes behind that shit. You know, I had to stop fucking with one artist because, you know what I'm saying, he walking around with guns and shit and don't really shoot nothing. You know what I'm saying? You claiming you this gang, you that gang. People actually kill motherfuckers behind that shit. And while they think it's a game and all that, you know what I'm saying, when they finally face the consequences and shit that comes with that life, now it's like, oh, shit, I ain't know this was going to happen. Or you know, this and... You know
nowadays, everybody snitch. Everybody
on
just
some 6ix9ine shit, bro. Like, come on,
shit.
man. You know.
I'm good on all that. Fuck y'all. Y'all ain't barely anybody know how to move anymore, bro. You gotta move in silence. Fucking not obvious. Just chilling.
Man.
You know what I mean? Like, man, bro, people.
You can tell who's out here doing it, and for the ones that's out there really actually doing that shit, you know what I'm saying. My thing is, I really don't think you should really be putting that in songs, because they locking motherfuckers up behind songs now. You know what I'm saying? They you see, they did that to Bobby Shmurdy. They did that to Tay, whatever the fuck, 40, whatever the hell the little boy name was. You know what I'm saying? They locked him up for AK-47. Yeah.
Elliot, whatever.
You know what I'm saying? So I really wish they'd stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because you get a lot of punishment behind that shit. But you can tell who's really doing that shit out here, bro. So
that's an industry problem though. Like that's an influencer problem. That's like someone like a genuine certified blue check fucking influencer. Like
that's all they want to sell, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's all they want to sell.
And
you know
also, I just can't wait for like the generation after T.I., like the whole trap music that came after that wave. You know what I mean? Like when T.I. really blew up, like after that little phase of music history, like the fucking like 2 Chainz and, you know, like that era when 2 Chainz was just coming up. I can't wait for that era to get to like Snoop Dogg headspace, because maybe by that point there'll be enough of it, because a lot of that next era, they're living. Like Snoop Dogg's era, they're all fucking dead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, at least the ones that are still like popping and didn't just be like, yo, fuck this shit, I'm out. Like, let me dip off and be invisible for the rest of this time. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
so it's like
You know,
the influence right now is women ought to fucking pop their pussy and make some money off that shit on OnlyFans, and men need to be killers and drug dealers and drug addicts.
yeah.
Now, whose agenda does that sound like if we look back at the history of poverty areas? I'm just saying, bro. It's obvious as fuck, bro. They're trying to keep us down the same way they've been trying to keep people down the whole fucking time.
You got me. I mean, you ain't got to tell me. I already know what it is, man. You know, it's sad that we fall into that trap. You know what I'm saying? That's all we doing is just falling into that trap, man. You know, and it's really sad. But you know, I had this conversation with my another artist, Cino. Shout out to Cino. You know what I'm saying? He was telling me basically, you know what I'm saying? You got to do it. You got to get it. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way they know how to get it. So you know that's what they're gonna go to. That's, you know, you don't really know too much of anything else. You know, you stuck to one mindset.
I mean, I guess in times like this, you know, whatever they got to do to get it, man, I guess they got to do what they got to do to get it. I mean, I don't knock anybody, like, you know, for that either, you know, but at least if you're going to do that, do something positive. Whether it's, okay, you made WAP, okay, well, what you doing for the community, or what you doing for, you know what I'm saying? Because we know, like I said, we know they're going to have plenty of fans, and they're going to have kids, high school or whatever, you know, playing that record, and that record is blowing up.
And
if that's what you see, that's cool. That's what you gonna do. You know what I'm saying? If you see an artist, a male artist wearing a purse, and some of these niggas out here gonna wear purses. You know what I'm saying? If they see Young Thug wearing a dress, they gonna be like, all right, cool. I'm gonna go get me a dress. You know what I'm saying? They gonna run straight to Dots or Pink or whatever the fuck, and they gonna get a fucking dress up like Young Thug. You know what I'm saying? It's sad, bro. It's really sad, man. And the ones out here that's trying to actually put those messages out, they don't give a fuck about. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you know, that, you know,
like,
what the fuck, bro? You know what I'm
like,
saying? Like, I don't even know. I don't even know, man. It kind of pisses me off just really thinking about it. But, you know, that's how they understand, just like this is how we understand. You know, so I guess it is what it is.
Well, it's like it's a double-edged sword, man, because on one side, you have a person who, like, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of scenarios where you just going out and getting it by any means is your only choice.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that it's always the best choice, but sometimes that's all you got. And you got to, like, you know what I'm saying? Rent's due in 3 days, and this, that, and the other just happened, and you ain't going to have it, and you got 3 days to make $1,200, bro. It's just like, there's only a few ways to fucking do that unless you're fucking making $100,000 a year already.
Yeah.
So it's like, I get it, but what people aren't putting in the music is in that necessity for doing something that puts you in a super high risk situation at the end of the day. There has to be some kind of route away from that.
Yeah.
And what the music today is like really pushing is it's just like, just maintain that cool guy that's got it. You know what I'm saying? No. You're that guy that's got it to get out and to do better. That's not the end plan, bud. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's what no one's putting in the music. It's like, man, you look at, I mean, it's like, I don't know, like the Migos are probably a good, if you're gonna go like super mainstream example. It's like, you really think that they're still fucking in the streets the way they were when they were fucking 16, 17 years old?
And to be honest, bro, you know, even the Migos are falling off. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has their own wave unless you have a plan to stick around for a long time. Like, you know, you can tell the ones who actually gonna be here for a little second and then dip, and you can tell the ones who's gonna stay and the ones who's gonna actually make a change. You know what I'm saying? The Migos, yeah, they made a change in an era, but that era is almost up. You know what I'm saying? So here comes the next group. You know what I mean?
I think, honestly, it would probably surprise us how many mainstream artists would rather do deeper music, but, like, can't because, it's not going to sell the same way that the shit they know is work. We know that works.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we know that if the Migos make a Migos song and make this video that's to all these standards that we place for it, it's going to do these numbers. You know what I mean? For X amount of time until their contract's up, and then they coast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
Which
I
is
think
sad to me,
that's why
man,
they
because
get stuck in that loop of, you know, having to make that music. I've always been scared of that as an artist. It's just like, because I mean, bro, like, I wish you would have already listened to this album, bro. I should like call you later and you just listen to it over the
oh
phone.
yeah, man, we can have a listening session, man. Most definitely. Most
Yeah.
definitely.
But because it's really all over the place, from everything from just like soulful, like jazzy, old school hip hop vibe, you know what I mean? Like kind of slow tempo, like to like some real, like honestly almost like the baby trap bumpy shit, you know what I mean? To acoustic guitar singing shit, almost sounds like some brand new indie shit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it's really crazy how it all came together, and how like from beginning to end it really follows a pattern of like what is the art of struggle. You know what I mean? It's like it's really the art that comes out of the struggle.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of just explaining all the different perspectives from beginning to end. And we're gonna make it's gonna be like a short film for it. Instead of doing individual videos for each song, we're just gonna do like a 35 to 40 minute,
like a little mash.
Like, yeah, well, and it would, I mean, like a mashup, but also like kind of like consistently telling a story, because it really does. It really does tell the story of like feeling like you don't have a choice and stuck in a loop in it, which it happens. Like at a certain point, you just feel like stuck in a loop, and you're just like, bro, I want to get out of this loop. And if you keep just trying to do the same thing to get out of the loop, like,
yeah,
we all know how that ends up.
Yeah, man. Now is there like gonna be like is there a set date for this album, man? Because I'm pretty sure, man, when people see this interview, man, they're gonna be wanting to fuck with the album, man, based on hearing about it, man. So like, is there a date set yet, or is it still in process?
There's no fixed date on it. It's done. We're contemplating whether or not to release it as just audio or to wait until we can like do the full production on the video.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be out of town for some months. And I won't be back probably till like February. So depending on that, that kind of it depends, man. There's so much shit. There's so much shit going on, man.
I want to hear that new shit, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm fucking with it.
You're in Atlanta, right?
Nah, I'm in Florida, man. I'm from Atlanta. Fayetteville, actually, to be exact. I'm gonna keep it real. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Fayette County. Peachtree City a little bit, if you want to be exact. You know what I'm saying? But I'm in Florida right now, man.
East Atlanta shit.
Oh yeah, man. Atlanta's home though, man. I was born in Grady Hospital. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've lived and been a lot of places, and out of all the places that I've like lived at and had to like maintain like consistent living in the spot, like Atlanta's really been one of my favorite places. Like there's so much money to be made in this city so quickly. Like, bro, I had a job in Atlanta within 2 days of being here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I lived in Nashville, and it took me like 2 months.
They must love visitors. They must love visitors, man. You know, I was there, nigga. What? I had to wait 2 weeks, motherfucker, to get a job, bro.
I mean, now, granted, I'll tell you what. Like, I toured doing music festivals for a while, like EDM music festivals. I'd set up a booth and we'd sell like a bunch of like merchandise and jewelry and all that kind of shit. And we just travel all over the country doing like EDM festivals and shit. And like through that, I met a lot of people and created like a really good like fam that are all based out of Atlanta. So when I came here, I had a crazy support system. I came to Atlanta like totally randomly. Never planned it, didn't expect it, never even would have thought I'd have lived here. I was living in Nashville, got out of a relationship, and was just like, well, Atlanta's the next closest city. I know a bunch of people there. Let's try it out.
What part of Nashville were you in, man?
I was over on like the east side. It was up out of the city kind of, but it was only like 15 minutes from downtown, and I was like out in the middle of nowhere. out in the middle of nowhere, like no neighbors, just in the mountains, but like 15 minutes from downtown. Nashville's tight. I ain't even gonna lie.
Oh yeah,
Like
man. Oh
it's
yeah.
chill. Like I don't know, it's not built for me right now. Like I need a lot more going on than what Nashville's doing, but like to like relax and just like lay your head down a little bit, Nashville's the spot. Like it's beautiful, it's convenient. It's like I don't know.
Oh yeah, man. I got family in Nashville, man. You know what I'm saying? Majority of my family, they're from Nashville, Tennessee. You know, Lebanon, Hermitage, Mount Juliet, all around. You know,
Yeah.
I'm from all around the place, man. You know what I'm saying? So most definitely, man. Shout out to my fans back in Tennessee. Yo, word. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
But you know what I'm saying? Before we
Tennessee's
go, man, I
awesome.
got one more question I want to ask you, man. Now, when when did you decide that music was gonna be your outlet? You know what I'm saying? Like, when did you decide that, yo, you know what, I can actually pick this pen up, or I could, you know what I'm saying, put these words together, and you know what I'm saying, actually do this? When did you actually find that out that, yo, this is what I'm trying to get to?
Um, with music in general, like playing guitar and stuff, I was 10 or 11, and my grandpa sent me a guitar, and I didn't really like fuck around with it for a little while, and really just started getting really bored and shit, and started fucking around with it, and eventually started learning how to play it. Like I never like really took lessons or anything. I would kind of just fuck around with it until something sounded cool, and then figure out something else that sounded cool next to that, and eventually I could play stuff that sounded cool for a while, and then it's like, all right, that's a song.
Okay.
You know, so like that started like at a young age, and it was just guitar. Like I just played guitar, I didn't do vocals. I just composed like a lot of the music and like the structure of the music and all that. And then like with hip hop and rapping, I was probably 19. I'm 26 now. I was 19, and there was just always a lot of people over at the spot, and probably like 15 of us just chilling. And like over in the corner, I had my little PA system where we'd play music and shit, and I had a mic, and you know, there'd be, you know, there's like 5 or 6 of them in a circle just freestyling, and like everyone would hit like a 16, and then the next person would hit a 16. And it wasn't like battle rapping, but like it was just like who could just hit smooth bars the whole time and not hiccup. You know what I mean? And then like as you would fuck up, like you would get out, and then it would eventually just be 2 people going back and forth on a, like, you know,
Right.
loops. And I'm just sitting over on the corner, and I was just like, I could fucking do that. Like they all be talking so much shit. I was like, I could fucking do that. Like, and they weren't rapping about shit. Like they, you know what I'm saying? It was just like some fucking the easiest shit to rap about: money, drugs, dollars. You know what I'm saying? Just like super like simple shit. And I was like, I could do that. And so I went over there and I did it. I did my best, and everyone was just like, "Yo, bro, I didn't even know you fucking rapped. How long you been doing this?" I was like, "This is the time. This is the one." And it's like, I mean, I'm sure it was trash. You know what I'm saying? Like by my standards today, I'm sure it was garbage what I said or whatever. But like, you know what I'm saying? And then just kind of from there, I was kind of like falling out of playing hardcore music. Like my band broke up, and like I didn't really have like an outlet for music. You know what I mean? So I was kind of like, for a while, just didn't do anything music related for a little bit. Just kind of like tried to forget about it, I guess. And then like the rapping kind of like, it like re-inspired that creative part of myself. And I don't know, I freestyled for a long time. Like I didn't want to record anything, because like I knew, like with playing guitar, it's like if I would have recorded some of the first shit I made up on my guitar, I'd look back and be like, damn, you sucked. You know what I mean? And it's like I kind of looked at rapping the same way. It's like it's an art. It's not just something that you just fucking do. Like I think people need to look at rapping more like how back in the day an MC would look at rapping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what your breathing pattern is when you take a breath, how you stand when you take certain breaths to be able to spit a certain bar and keep your fucking tone and make it sound good, and like really, really perfect the instrument that is spitting bars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not just
I know your fundamentals, man. You got to know your fundamentals. And, you know, that's with anything you do. You know what I'm saying? No matter if you own a business, no matter if you a rapper, guitar player, pianist, you know, you got to know your fundamentals before you can actually get into the material itself, man. You know, I always have a problem when I hear new artists come on and you know, they're just now starting to get into the game, and they say the person who's interviewing may ask them, well, how did you start? You know what I'm saying? And they'll say, oh man, well, you know, me and my boy just got in the studio, started last night, and boom, I'm here. I'm looking at this man like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Because there ain't no appreciation for the craft no more, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, does that bother you when you hear something,
Yeah.
you know, an artist say that right there? But that, you know, you just kind of brush it off and just kind of continue.
I think. I mean, you definitely encounter it if you're out here doing shows in Atlanta. Like, there's a lot of that. A lot of people that like, oh, I've been doing music for 2 years, and like that's as much exposure to like that mindset that they have of trying to like be an artist in that way. Like, bro, I'm like on like 11 years. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I've only been doing hip hop for like 7 years or something like that. But like, that's like 11 years of like all I want is music. Like, if that's all I had to do was make music to sustain my finances, that's the dream. I don't need a mansion. I don't need a Lambo. I don't need none of that shit. Just let me have enough space to fucking eat, sleep, and shit. Let me keep a bag with me and just fucking be chill. Like that, I don't need. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, this is my new house. That's what I got going on these days.
Okay, shoot, man. At least you got a roof. At least you got a roof. At least you got, you know what I'm saying? It look like your phone on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We ain't doing this interview on no Obama phone. You know what I'm saying?
I got a brand new iPhone, but I ain't, you know.
You know what I'm saying? So you look healthy, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is, man. I know some people who ain't really got no home right now, who through this whole COVID thing in the woods, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
you know, it's a good thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. You got to count the blessings, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's the thing, man, is I've been there too. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, me too.
I spent 2.5 years homeless, couch surfing. And even that, I'll tell you what, I count my blessings for that too. I had couches to surf. I never had to sleep on a bench. 2.5 years home, never had to sleep on a bench. Like, if that don't say that I'm at least a halfway decent person, I don't know.
Yeah,
you know what
man.
I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody never get tired of me and kick me out, bro. Like, bro, I come stay at your house, I'm finna do your dishes, sweep your floor. Oh, your shit needs mopped, bro? I can see it needs mopped. I'm gonna mop that for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
it's like I'm big on etiquette. I think there's an etiquette to the way that people need to be, and if you're outside of that etiquette, it's kind of just like, nah, you're a fuckboy.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you, man. I remember when I had to go through a little situation where I had to check myself into a shelter, man, for like a little minute. And I remember just when I was going in there, at first I was like, man, what the fuck am I doing here? But then as time went on, I was like, well, damn, you know, because they also weren't letting people come in also. And people, you know, bunks were getting filled up. People were taking mats, you know what I'm saying? The floor space was getting all filled up. So people still were sitting outside. And meanwhile, while I'm sitting here pissed off because I got to sleep in the shelter. There's other people out there that sleeping on benches and sleep. So, you know, you learn to count your blessings, man, because there's always something else that's going fucked up for somebody else, man. And, you know, they would love to have your spot. You know what I'm saying? So you got to, you know, I always learned that you got to remain humble, man, through
I think
situations.
for me, I just remind myself to stay thankful for the hardships. Like, yeah, you know what? It's hard right now and difficult and stressful and all that shit. But out of that always ends up something decent coming from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's ups and downs to this shit. You know, so it's like you have to be thankful for the hard times too, because then them shits build you up, and then you're stronger for everything else that's coming. So it's like, you know, if I needed to go through all the shit that I've been through to be able to overcome whatever obstacle is next, you know what I'm saying? Maybe because I did all that shit, I can do this with ease.
Yeah.
you know. So it's like really that's something to be thankful for. It's like, I don't know. It's like
Oh
something
yeah.
to add to your portfolio for yourself and what you're capable of, and just understanding of your whole self.
Oh yeah, brother. Well, I want to go ahead and thank you for taking the time to sit down and chop it up about the projects that you got coming out soon, about the visuals. You know what I'm saying? I definitely want to get you back on here for a part 2 when the Art of the Struggle drops, so we can actually get a review on the album, man. You know what I'm saying? And get that rolling, man. Especially when you drop the visuals. You know, I want to be able to share it on the podcast page. You know what I'm
Hell yeah,
saying?
that'd be much appreciated, man, for real.
Oh, oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, man. Anytime, man. Anytime, brother. Before we leave, are there any shout outs you want to give out real quick? Any artists, producers, managers, business CEO, independent business CEOs,
Yeah.
moms, girlfriends? Anybody?
Hakeem, you can find him in the comments. Click on his shit. Siraj Young, definitely click on his shit. My boy, Fresh Prince of Blackjack Clothing and Company. I shout him out.
Okay.
Shouting out Black Lord, he's a producer. Shouting out Double Gauge because he's my boy. Shouting out Skate. That's
Okay.
it. That's who. If I
Okay.
forgot you, I'll get you next time.
Oh yeah, man. Also, man, like again, I want to give a thanks to major artists for hooking this up with. You know what I'm saying? They were actually working with me throughout the week to make sure this interview was A1, man. So you know what I'm saying? Big shout out to them, bro. Most
Yeah,
definitely.
thanks. Major artist is what's good.
Oh yeah, man. Well, until next time, brother. Like I said, I want to thank you, man. You stay healthy, stay safe. You know what I'm saying? And you can remember to wear your mask when you go in the grocery stores. You know.
Always wearing a mask, man. I'm not an anti-masker, bro. It's like
Oh yeah.
I keep the peace, bro. I'll wear a mask, whatever. I don't care.
Oh yeah, man. Well, until next time, man. Peace, bro.
Hell yeah, man. Stay good.
Oh yeah.
Just don't let me see you shoot no dogs.
Roundtable Radio.